Well, certainly a disappointing start to the season. The thing you can't do, obviously, is turn the ball over, and especially in the situation we did. And then, you give up one touchdown, but you think, you got the wherewithal to come back from that. But we weren't able to get anything consistently going on offense. Had one sustained drive the whole night that ended with nothing out of it. So we have to get back on the drawing board and figure out, especially some things I think up front in the offensive line. We're just not where we have to be up front. So we'll have to reassess those positions and situations here in the next week and try to get better.
Could you talk about South Carolina's defensive speed? I mean, obviously, you like to block them, but it seemed like Russell would get squirt free for what might be a long play in the past, and they closed fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good defense. I think, part of our problem is we were backed up the whole night and, really didn't have opportunities, but then, that's us too. We got to be able to make a couple first downs, or we got to stop them. You have to give I don't know what their punter average, but he did a heck of a night kicking the ball against us. But that's, when you play a good football team, you expect those things. And, we just couldn't get enough first downs to sustain anything, especially in that first half. We got some things going a little bit better in the second half, but just not enough to win.
How much did that loss of Remiglio set you back?
Well, I think it took us out of a rotation, and we're not very deep anyway. We put a redshirt freshman in, and each time we make a big play, we seem to come up with a penalty and get ourselves out of it. So, but those are all things that are going to happen when you have to play young guys like that, and hopefully we can learn and get better from that.
Tom, on Russell's pass on fourth down, was the play designed to go to the end zone all the way, or were you just hoping maybe to get the 11 yards for the first down?
No, we ran 4 streaks, so I mean, we were going deep.
You were going deep.
Yeah. He got flushed. I think we blew a protection probably because somebody came free, and but you look at those 4 downs. We got 3 balls of the 4 hit our hands. We don't catch one of them. So, had opportunities to make the plays, and we didn't make them.
There's been so many questions about the pass defense, players with better plays. How did you think they performed? Obviously, the stats weren't very good.
Excuse me?
How did you think your pass defense performed? There were so many questions coming into the game about it.
I think we did. Well, we gave up one big pass there at the end of the game. Other than that, they hit a lot of hooks and curls and didn't, hit anything deep on us except, they caught us in that end of the game. That was probably a 34-yard pass at the end. Other than that, I thought we did a heck of a good job.
You talked about the efforts in the offseason to make Russell Wilson more of a pocket passer, just make better decisions when he's in the pocket, not to be so quick with the run. Do you think, how would you assess how he handled that today against his first real action against the defense?
Well, unfortunately, I think he had a little too much pressure today to actually figure out what he was doing. I think he was under duress most of the night, and that's, part of the thing that we have to solve up front with the offensive line.
Was there a particular penalty or drop that hurt the most?
No, everyone hurts because, you go back through the game and every opportunity you have to make it, especially if they're playing, a team of this caliber. You just can't just give one away or take one away.
Did the struggles with the run game come basically from the problems in the offensive line you saw tonight? Was that?
No, I think as we got going, we were able to run the ball much better in the second half. So it was just a matter of getting going and getting on the blocks and running a little bit harder. And once you sustain things, you can make a couple first downs. Then things kind of open up for you.
What's Jamel's status?
I don't know.
He was hurt though. In the second half.
They took him out, yeah, so he couldn't go back.
I know you had Glennon in a few times during the game. Can you kind of talk a little bit
Who?
about this before Glennon?
Yeah. Well, he didn't get much of a chance. He got a series in there in the game. Hopefully, if we could have had more opportunities to create some first downs and move the ball, he might have had, better opportunity to stay a little bit longer. But we got him in the game. I think he stood in there and did what we asked him to do. He made the right reads throwing the football and threw the ball well.
Tom, so much talk in the preseason was about Russell and his play, but I mean, he's going to need receivers to make plays for him. You sort of
Absolutely.
alluded to that with what happened in the end zone a couple of times. Sort of overall, did you assess how the receivers did tonight? What are they going to need to do to sort of grow as the season progresses?
Well, I think the whole football team has to get better, not just receivers. I mean, you look at every aspect of this team, and we've got a lot of growth and a lot of things we can do, and that's, the advantage of playing the first game. You have to get much better in the second. You go through this whole preseason playing yourself, and, sometimes you get in an opening game and it hits you in the mouth a little faster than you think it will. But, we still have a chance to be a good football team. We got to get back on the practice field and go to work, and everybody's got to get better on this team.
You had said only a couple of weeks before the season started during scrimmages that the team was nowhere near ready for a game. Do you still feel that way after this one, and maybe they could use a couple of these Murray State and Gardner-Webb games to get ready?
We can use anybody to play. I mean, we need to get back on the practice field so that we can iron some of the things out that happened tonight and get ourselves ready to play a football game.
I think Earl Wolf in the first half had 4 tackles. What's your opinion of his game, his first game?
Without looking at the tape, I can't really tell you, give you an exact thing, but I think he's going to be a good player, and we tried to get a lot of those young kids in the game to get them some exposure and get them play. The only way you're going to get better is throw them in there. We put a lot of young guys in the game and played them. You give up 7 points. That's a pretty good day on defense, especially when you're backed up to start with from this, to get that situation. So, I think defensively, there's a lot that we have to recognize faster. They threw a couple different formations at us that we got a little discombobulated there early, especially on the touchdown drive. But once we got it under control, I think we got their running game under control.
Anything else?
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.